Welcome back to another fantastic episode of So You're Ready to Date. We're going to do something a little bit different today. This season, we're coming into the season of holidays. And as everybody knows, or they should know, or they will know, holidays are a bit of an issue when it comes to dating, new relationships, that whole thing. So we want to help you navigate how to come into this dating season, into this holiday season, come out the other side being really either excited, energized, or at least not in a place where you want to pull your hair out when it comes to dating. So, we're going to do a little mini series. The next 6 episodes are going to be dedicated to talking about some of the major things that come up, maybe some of the pitfalls, some of the issues that surround dating around the holidays. And we're going to kind of give you a glimpse, a sneak peek. We're going to pull back the curtain and let you see what we're putting together, because we're both very excited about the topics we've chosen to talk about holidays, dating, and you.
Yes, yes. Welcome, everybody. Come join this. I know I personally experienced this. My boyfriend and I met, got together, had our very first date on November 17th. So just a couple days before Thanksgiving, and moving forward through Thanksgiving, moving forward through Christmas, moving forward through New Year's with this brand new relationship and kind of how to navigate that. There were a lot of minefields, a lot of things, kind of a lot of gotchas, and a lot of decisions that had to be made that could definitely strain a new relationship. So I am super excited about this series coming up to help everyone navigate some of those minefields or some of those bombs that we almost stepped on or had to diffuse in order to make this happen, especially when the significant other has, or you have, a very, very large family.
Yes. We talked last season about when is the right time to introduce friends and family, and we're going to talk some more about some of these other topics. So, yes, all of these minefields, pitfalls, we don't want it to be so negative. We want to empower you so that coming into this holiday season, there's less of the do I, don't I don't know what to do, I don't know how to make these decisions. We want to empower you to do it your own way. To, as always, this has never been about you have to do it one way and there's only one way to do it. This is about empowering you with knowledge, food for thought, questions, ways that you can bring this to your significant other, this new person, so that this is more of a joint decision and maybe a conversation that people can be having, so that when, holidays come up, it's less of, oh, well, I thought we were doing this, and oh, I thought we were doing that. So we're gonna help you navigate all of this.
Yes, because there's so many different things. You've got traditions, and you've got expectations, and you've got families, and you've got pressure, and you've got holiday stress in general. And so again, just super, super excited about this mini series that we're going to be digging into. So let's pull back the curtain a little bit and talk about maybe what our topics are going to be over the next few weeks. And I think the first thing is first dates. Do you have to stop dating during the holidays? Should you keep dating during the holidays? Is it a good time to start dating and to see somebody new and have that first date?
Right. I think this idea that, you push pause on this, I'll just pick it back up in the first of the year. And that's a perfectly valid argument, but maybe you don't want to. There's so many fun winter activities. Maybe you still want to keep finding somebody to explore that with. So, yeah, we're going to talk about the ways that you can continue to look for your one as we head into the holidays.
Yes. And then as we go through the holidays, it is a season of gift giving across many different beliefs and traditions and all of that. And how do you give a gift, or what kind of gift do you give to somebody who you have known for less than 2 weeks?
It's kind of that, like, do I, don't I? Do I do this and it makes me look one way? Do I not do this and now I'm a jerk? So, I feel like this one is like ripe to just blow yourself up if you're not careful, because it can be this, especially if you're talking to yourself about this, great way to like start to have that conversation. But Do you know somebody well enough to give them a gift that they will like?
And yes, that too, all of that. And this one was really stressful for me personally because we started dating in November and then you've got December. And so one that I went through, but gift giving is not the language that I receive in, but it is the language that I speak in oftentimes. So that was one that caused me a lot of stress. So let's talk about taking the stress out of that. Let's talk about appropriateness. Let's talk about how to navigate that and make that process and prospect much more comfortable.
Well, if we're going to talk about stress, let's just bring up the family pressure talk. We're talking about holidays.
That stresses me out just thinking about it.
Right? Because families aren't stressful or pressure or anything like that. So I think when we're talking about family pressure, we're kind of talking it from both sides of the spectrum here. We're like, are you single and there's family pressure that you should have someone? Are you newly coupled and there's family pressure that somebody needs to be brought home to be met? So
yeah, and that, can put a lot of unwarranted stress on ourselves, especially if you maybe are newly single or maybe you are newly dating and the family knows or you're close to a sister or a brother or your parents and they have an inkling of that and are then wondering why you are or are not doing certain things, especially during the holiday season with family traditions. So we'll dive into that a little bit, break that down, and hopefully offer some solutions that may work for you or may even give you some ideas on how to come up with solutions for yourself that are going to work best for you and your relationship.
which I think rolls nicely into one of our other episodes where we're again talking about bringing people home and that idea of how much do you prepare somebody to meet the family and how much information do you have to give so that when they, open the door, they're not shocked by whatever it is. So, again, we talked about, like I said, last season about when to introduce people, but now you're bringing them home for probably a long weekend or maybe even longer. So how do you prepare both them and yourself and maybe the family a little bit to meet this brand new person?
Right. What do the expectations look like all the way around and how can you manage those expectations? How can you assist your significant other in managing expectations and setting yourself up for relationship success through that process?
Right. And thank you for mentioning expectations because we are also going to dive even deeper into expectations this season as well. And this is where those kind, clear communication conversations are going to need to happen so that you're both on the same page as to what this holiday season means to each of you, whether it's gift giving, time spent with family, time spent together. What are your expectations going into this holiday season so that nobody is left feeling either ignored or unheard, but you both have a really fun, maybe first holiday season together?
Yes, I love it. I love it. And we all know that the holiday season rounds out with New Year's Eve. And what does that look like if you're in a new relationship? That might be easy, right? One of those romantic days of the year, you can go do that. But what does it look like if you're not sure? What does it look like if it's a first date? What does that look like if you are single? And how do you want to approach that and how to navigate that challenging time? Because that can be a challenging time in a new relationship. It doesn't necessarily have to be, but if you're not quite at that point where you're comfortable with each other yet, it still can be challenging.
How to avoid the New Year's Eve scramble. I have to have somebody to kiss at midnight. So will do. So we want to make sure whoever you're kissing at midnight is somebody that you really did want to kiss. That's all we're saying.
Right. Or not. I don't know.
A random kiss can be fun too. Who are we to boo-hoo anything, right?
Right. Random strangers in the bar. Who knows? We'll get to that when we talk about it. Not real sure what we'll tell you about that yet, but we're always up for some good advice. So maybe we'll have some good advice for you, or maybe we'll have some really bad advice for you and tell you to roll the dice and go for it. You'll have to tune in to find out.
So if any of these topics have sparked a question, have sparked a thought or an idea, so you're ready to date at gmail.com. Please, 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 please email us questions, concerns, stories, whatever it might be, so that we make sure that when we talk about all of these wonderful topics that we've kind of chosen for this season, we're making sure we're hitting the points that feel important to you and kind of poignant and ones that you want to hear information on, because that's always our goals, to make sure we're putting out episodes that actually are helpful to you and that can be helpful if we know what you want to hear. So
yes, we definitely want to make sure that these are benefiting you. We are here for you. We are here to provide you a solid foundation and a place to go to get your questions answered, because those resources are not always readily available. So please, please let us know what we can do and how we can support you in your dating journey.
So, bust out the ugly sweater, get those cookie cutters down. We're going to make some cookies. We're going to have some holiday fun. Where's the hot cocoa? Going to get ready, because we are going to make this the best dating holiday season ever.
I like Lisa's house. First pumpkin spice and now some hot cocoa.
Right? Got to hit all of the basic stuff here.
So come back next week when we dive into the very first episode of our mini series, when we really start talking about dating through the holidays and what that looks like. And next week, we should be talking about first dates in the holiday season. And so stay tuned. We'll have some nice, juicy stuff for you.
See everybody next week.